Hi everybody! Welcome back to College Knowledge by Grand Canyon University Thunder Vision. I'm your host, Bethany, and today we're on tip number 3 of 10 ways to be successful in high school. Let's get started. Tip number 3, select a balanced course load. When you apply to colleges, they look at the entire picture of you. One part of this big picture of you is your high school transcript. This document shows what classes you took and what your grades were. And your grades come in the form of a GPA, your grade point average. This tip may seem really stressful. It's scary to think about what you might need to put on your plate before high school graduation. However, it helps that every high school has mandatory classes that you have to have taken before graduation. These mandatory classes are a great starting point for anybody building a course load. So, first thing you need to do, set up a meeting with your high school guidance counselor your first semester of high school. That way you can learn what requirements your high school has for classes, and you can lightly map out your class track for the rest of high school. Alright, before we talk about some of the requirements, I'm going to explain to you guys what a credit is. So in high schools in the US, most classes are the same amount of hours. And so 1 credit would equal to a class that spans the entire school year. So not all colleges have the same admissions requirements for those credits. Some require more vigorous coursework, so do research on what your targeted college requires. At GCU, we only require what the mandatory Arizona State class load is. So colleges mostly look at rigor. With rigor, you need to challenge yourself more each year. Take some harder courses and some easier ones. You don't want to challenge yourself to the point where you can't do it successfully. If you can easily get A's in all of your classes, colleges are going to know that you just slid right through high school taking the easiest courses possible. So because of that, you're going to want to make sure you take some harder classes too. There's different types of classes offered at all high schools. There's standard classes, some have honors, some have AP, some have IB. So the next thing you need to do is discuss with your teachers which classes they think would be best for you. AP classes look really good to colleges, and they grade on a higher GPA scale, so it doesn't tear your GPA down as much when you get a lower grade in an AP class. So there's 2 things I want you to think about when deciding which classes to take the more advanced version of. So you need to think about 1, what you're best at, and 2, what type of career you want. For example, if you're wanting to go into music, AP chemistry might not be what you need. Instead, try for honor band. However, if you're trying to go to Harvard for pre-med, then your best bet to take AP chemistry. So, focus on what you're good at and what you're interested in. Now, you're going to have some open credits where you can take electives. These are kind of one-off classes that aren't required by your school or the state. Use electives to find what you're interested in. Hey, you could even possibly find your future career based on what piqued your interest. That concludes tip number 3, selecting a balanced course load in 10 ways to be successful in high school. Thanks for watching. Lopes out.